back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys! So a little while ago I did a video that was talking about the longest books on my TBR, and I thought it was only fair to do a video talking about the shortest books on my TBR. So I have rummaged through my shelves, checked page counts against page count, and I think I've narrowed it down to the 10 shortest books that I own. And unsurprisingly, only a few of them are actually really short. Some of them are not that short, because I don't really own very many short books. This is what I've realised. Most of my books are in the 300s and upwards. A lot of them are in the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1000 page books. So they're quite long. But I have narrowed it down, and I'm going to go from my longest, shortest book to my shortest book. So let's get started. The first book, coming in at a mere 226 pages, is The Bone Sparrow, which is by ZANA FRAILLON. I believe this is a kids' book, and it's about refugees. It's about a young boy called Subhi, who is a refugee. He was born in an immigration detention centre, and after his mother fled the violence of a distant homeland, life behind the fences is all he's ever known. But the world of his imagination is far bigger than that. It sounds like it's going to be a good read when I get to it, and to be honest, all of these books, I don't know why I've not got to them, because they are all super short. The next one on my list is Flowers for Algernon, which is by Daniel Keyes. This is an SF masterwork published by Galantz. I really like these. This one is only 216 pages, so there's really no reason for me not to have read it yet, and I've heard great things, so I probably should bump this up my list. This is about a young man who is a cleaner at an experiment centre, I believe. He's called Charlie Gordon, and he's the floor sweeper, and he's kind of like the butt of many jokes there. Eventually he joins a team where they experiment on him, and they experiment on Algernon, who is a mouse, and something happens. Something really weird and crazy and exciting happens. I don't really know what, but I'm excited to see. The next one clocks in at 200 pages, and this is It's All Fun and Games by Dave Barrett. This is a book that I was sent for review. I don't know an awful lot about it. I think it's about LARPing, which is live action role-playing. When Alison's best friend TJ convinces her to come along for an epic game of LARP, live action role-playing, she reluctantly agrees despite her reservations about the geeky pastime. TJ's weekends are filled with powerful wizardry, mystical creatures, and intense battles with his LARP group. Each adventure is full of surprises, but the goal is always the same: to defeat the monsters and find the treasure. Not long after their quest begins, the friends discover that something has gone wrong. The fantasy world that they built has transformed, and the battle they're in the midst of is no longer make-believe. Sounds pretty good. Clocking in at 197 pages is The Cat of YULE Cottage, which is a fairly recent release, I think. It's by LILI HAYWARD, and this was sent to me for review from Hodder. When her boyfriend dumps her and she unexpectedly sells a manuscript of a novel, Jessamine Pike decides it's time for a serious life overhaul. Jess moves to a centuries-old cottage in Cornwall and begins the process of renovating the rundown house. She has good company, a beautiful, arrogant tomcat who stalks around like he owns the place. I believe something mysterious happens and a mystery unfolds. At 193 pages, I have Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which is by Philip K. Dick. This is, again, a masterwork, classic of the genre. I've heard great things of this. I don't really know much about it. It says war has left Earth devastated. Through its ruins, bounty hunter Rick Deckard stalks in search of renegade replicants who are his prey. When he isn't retiring them, he dreams of owning the ultimate status symbol, a live animal. Then Rick gets a big assignment to kill 6 Nexus 6 targets for a huge reward. But things are never simple, and his life quickly turns into a nightmare. Coming in at 169 pages, I have my first Ray Bradbury, because I've not read any of his work, Farewell Summer, which is apparently a sequel to Dandelion Wine, which I do not own. Problematic. Hence why I've not read this yet. In Greentown, Illinois, 13-year-old Douglas Spaulding is in the midst of civil war, the elderly pitted against the young in an age-old battle. Don't want to read any more in case it's spoilery, but I know that a lot of people, including Chelsea from the Reading Outlaw, absolutely love Ray Bradbury's stuff and have recommended him to me in the past. I just haven't got around to it, and this is the only one of his that I own, so I really should pick up the first one in this series. Coming in at 166 pages, I have Messenger by Lois Lowry. This, I believe, is a follow-on to The Giver and Gathering Blue. It's a companion novel. I don't really know much about it. It's about a young boy called Matty who lived in village and flourished under the guidance of a seer, a blind man who is known for his special sight. Once village was a place that welcomed newcomers and offered hope and homes to people fleeing poverty and cruelty, but something sinister has seeped into the village and the people have voted to close it to all outsiders. The next one is 130 pages, so it's a little baby book really. It's called Bodies of Water by V.H. Leslie. It says, after ministering to fallen women of the Victorian London, Evelyn has suffered a nervous breakdown and finds herself treated by the water doctors in the imposing Wakewater House, a hydropathy establishment. Years later, Wakewater House is renovated into modern apartments and Kirsten moves in, fresh from a breakup, eager for the restorative calm of the Thames. But her archivist neighbour, Manon, fills her head with the river's murky past and with the men of science and art obsessed with the drowned women washed up on its banks. Sounds a bit creepy and a bit literary. Definitely one I'm intrigued by. Next, on to my two tiny books. The first one is one of the ATP Penguin classics, which is by Katherine Mansfield and it's called Miss Brill. This is a mere 53 pages. Vanity and creeping loneliness permeate these three short stories from the modern master of form. I've never read any Katherine Mansfield, so I mean, 3 tiny stories is not a big ask. I should probably get to these fairly soon. And the smallest book I own is currently this one, which is only 37 pages. It is illustrated as well, so the text level is so small, and it's called The King of Christmas by Carol Ann Duffy. It's a poem that I was gifted by Macmillan from their book break party, and I only recently got it, so I've not had a chance to read it yet, but it sounds like it's going to be super cute and super fun and super festive, so I imagine I will read this in December, because, I mean, 37 pages, I think I can probably manage that. So that is it. Those are all of my shortest books. I would love to hear if you have a super short book on your shelves. Are there any that you would recommend that are short books? Because let's be honest, I don't own any others that are short. Any books under, let's say, 200 pages that you would recommend, let me know in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Bye!
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.